Just because you follow God don't mean your life gonna be perfect. That's the farthest truth that I ever heard, bro. That's what I also have to realize. Just because I'm walking in his steps, I'm praising him every day, my life will be this picket white fence. No, actually it's gonna be harder because I'm going against the earth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and that's when it made sense to me. Like, and it's the same with marriage, bro. Like, marriage shows God. So that's why the devil is always attacking marriages. That's why you see people together 10, 15 years and they getting divorced. Like 5, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? You like, boom, that's crazy. This boom, boom, boom. The earth don't want to see that happen. The devil is always working because you're showing the image, the union of Christ. And we're called to love our wife like Christ loved the church, right? So it's like, that's not what the world wants. Yeah, you might get a bunch of likes, a bunch of reposts, like, I'm so happy for you, like, boom, boom. But in real time, the flesh is like, no, like, I don't think they're gonna work. I don't know how long it's gonna last.
What's good? It's your boy TravTherealist, and it's episode number 19 of If You Don't Mind Me Asking. I got my boy Ryan here again. I just want to pass it over to Tim. Let him introduce himself.
Yeah, my name Ryan Moore, man. Trainer in Dallas, located at PMST Performance Therapy.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it's been like a year, man. So what changed in this year, man?
Man, a lot didn't change in this year, man. I got engaged to my beautiful fiance, bro. What else happened? We moved in as a pair now. I let go of my gym this year and I joined a label, I would say, and also probably the best gym in Dallas, Performance Medicine, Sports Therapy. And it's only been about 2-3 weeks with them, man. So it's been a good thing for me and my clients to provide things that I never provided.
I saw that on Instagram. I shared it. And I want to say congratulations, man. You really do
Appreciate you,
deserve
bro.
that.
Appreciate you,
So
bro.
how is it going from a one-man army to now joining a team, a well-oiled machine?
Bro, it's a big relief, bro. Just being in the environment makes me feel safer, more stable. Bro, I done had my own gym for 4 or 5 years in Dallas, just battling the market and battling other gyms. And now, bro, like I said, I just feel like I've prayed for this for a long time and God has answered that call with me being obedient to his mission to serving others every day. So it's actually a dream come true, bro. I can't complain. Like I said, I'm in an environment where they uplift people, and that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, bro.
With your platform, did they reach out to you or were you reaching out to them?
Bro, they reached out to me, which was crazy. One of my clients' brother is a part owner, and he's seen the videos that, I make every day. Came in for an interview, bro, and we both were on the same page, and they offered me the position, bro. And I said it was a dream come true. When he had first asked his sister about, do you think he'll be interested? She was like, yeah, I don't know. Has a lot of clientele. He's in Dallas. And when she asked me, I was like, what? It's a no-brainer. Like, what's his number? What can we meet? And it happened really fast, bro. It happened really fast. But like I said, I think those was just answered prayers, bro. And I was in the interview and I had told them it feel like a dream come true.
That's beautiful. So in this year, you say you moved in, you got engaged. I know it's not 5 years down the line, it's nothing, but in this past year, what have you seen the difference when it comes to dating, living in separate places, to moving in together and actually working towards that union?
Yeah, bro. I've seen we both have been uncomfortable to be comfortable. I know, like we just talked, man, on the internet, it looks and portrays like it's a perfect picture, but we both are growing. In growth, bro, when you grow, you're not comfortable. Nothing grows in a comfortable state. So, just moving in and we always would stand together, but now, like I said, just being under the same roof, paying bills together, and also just doing life together, it's been huge, bro. But like I said, we both are committed through each other's growth process.
What changes did you have to make?
So, bro, we gonna touch on this a little later. We in premarital counseling, and I figured out that I am a reactor and not a responder. Most of the time when somebody talks to me, I react. And when you react, that's your flesh that's speaking versus responding, you actually listening first, right? And then you respond. So I had to really look at myself in the mirror and not blame my upbringing or how I created myself, but to dive deep inside of myself to recreate that. And bro, it's a struggle. It's not like it's a perfect story every day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to catch myself after I react. I have to apologize, which is not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just feel good. But I think more so than not, like I said, learning how to be a responder and not a reactor.
My dad used to tell me that he was impulsive. He didn't like the fact that he couldn't control his emotions. With you being a trainer and you going to counseling, how important has it emphasized you being in control of how you feel inside?
Man, it's been really important, bro. And just also being a business owner and like you said, not moving off of my emotions. And as I work out and as I train people, I always talk about breathing, right? Which is easy to talk about, but it's way harder to do. And you know that old saying is like just take a breath, right? And I feel like today in the era that we live in, we feel like we can't take a breath. Like we can't settle things down. But when you settle things down, you kind of see things clearer, right? When stuff is moving fast, you really don't get the full picture. And then you end up saying things you don't mean. And my girl, she's a responder, not a reactor. So, sometimes when we going back and forth, I want her to be a reactor, right? Like I want that instant response. And for her, it's like that's too much right now. Like I need to gather my thoughts before I say something I don't want to really say. And I had to learn like that was her way of communication. You know what I'm saying? And it was not my first way of communication, but for our relationship to work and to be better, we both have to learn how to, respond when we want. I mean, respond when it's effective and react when it's effective. So I think that's more so than not, man, take a breath, bro. If anything I can tell somebody nowadays, like just breathe.
And I don't know your relationship like that, but I believe God put two people together for a reason, and it's to help y'all both gain understanding in your own world to grow bigger as a couple, to fill in those voids and those spots that y'all might be lacking. And so that's a beautiful thing that you're realizing that and you're working on it. And like you said, it's a process. It's not going to be perfect tomorrow or next month. It's going to be years
Exactly.
as y'all grow together. So it's good that y'all are taking the steps to properly make sure y'all put your best foot forward in the situation. And it's funny because I think a lot of that when it becoming being a reactor comes to this economy. And to go into it, I was talking to my dad the other day because he's like upset that my sisters are traveling so much for work, but not taking no days off. And he was just like, why aren't y'all taking days off? I don't really trust these flights. Like, you shouldn't be taking these flights. I told dad, like, there's not 1995 where you could take a day off. This economy is so messed up now that people are afraid to lose their jobs, afraid to lose clients, afraid to lose opportunities. So they have to go win each and every day. Now, was that right? No, but this environment we in can really make things be out of whack.
Nah, for real, bro. And it's crazy you just said that. I just seen a podcast talking about that. Like, you know, take a day off. You need to be your best self. And as a full-time entrepreneur for the last 5 years, bro, I always would say, like, I'm not Chick-fil-A. Like, I have to work every day, for this to work. But also realizing now to present my best self, I need rest, and it's so many studies going on now, bro. Like they saying you need 9 hours of sleep to be your best self. Used to be 8, right? And we talk all the time. He's like, bro, how many hours you getting? I'm like 6, bro. Like I'm wearing it like a badge. Like, yeah, like I don't sleep. I would grind hard. You know what I'm saying? But I had to realize that's not my best self when I don't have rest. And like you said, the economy and everything around us makes us think that, rest is for the weak or rest is gonna hurt you, but that job is still gonna go without you. And if you can't show up your best self, you might be fired. You might run yourself in the ground, and it's like, it's that balance. But like I said, when we live in this economy, bro, and all this social media things, it makes you believe like, no, you can't rest, you can't take a day off. you need to show up for this job, but that's not your best self. And that's just the truth behind it, bro. So I said, I would say take rest, bro, but at the same time, don't be lazy. You know what I'm saying? Get something done.
And the piggyback off of that, I forgot what it's called, but they want more output, but still giving you little. Where a lot of people, they're working these hours, but they're not getting the raises, they're not getting more money. And if anything, you work more hours, you get more taxes taken out. So it kind of feel like a slap in the face to a lot of people where it's like, damn, I'm putting these hours in, but I'm not being rewarded for it. And that's where I'm at, where it's just like, all right, when do you really get that end goal? Is it forever out of reach? It's
Right.
one of those things where I think it's just constantly draining when you really do want the best. 'Cause a lot of times people aren't lazy, but you get tired of just seeing just a small percent profit off of what you're doing and they ain't doing nothing. Like
Yeah.
I got people who work in these corporations where like they're being ran like a slave, and people who telling them to work more are the ones that are just sitting at home,
Nah,
not doing
that's
much.
literally what it is, bro. You know, the people that do less make more. What I would tell people is to chase purpose and not a check. I mean, it's harder to say than, do, but purpose is gonna bring you the value that you're looking for, right? Like you said, is it just a train wheel of emotions where you're just going over and over and I'm making this same profit? Or am I doing something with a purpose? And why am I doing it? Am I doing it to pay the bills? Because over time, that's not gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I would say chase purpose over a check, but it's so easy to say that than to actually do it because of the economy and what we have to pay for and the cost of living. And like you said, bro, it's like they want more output, but they're giving less profit. I always think about that in like apartments, right? When you renew a lease, they take the lease up, but the apartment don't change. It actually got ran down by you that same year, but they want more. So it's like in real time, I always tell my girl, like, I'm cool with moving because at least I'm gonna get something new. I'm not gonna pay more for what I've already ran down. The carpet is not better now, but that doesn't make sense. But that's the world we live in, right? They're making you pay more for what you have. This is the same with a car. You know, I know you had my boy Aaron on here, and then we was just talking the other day, and I was like, bro, I'll probably never buy a car again with a note. Like that opinionated, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna probably cash card, and if I can't pay cash for it, we probably won't get it. Um, Once you get it, it's like a what, 30-month lease, 50-month lease. And it's like, bro, 30 months, 50 months. Like this car is gonna depreciate day by day, but you're expecting me to pay the same amount plus interest, which is more. So in real terms, like I said, that's just the world we live in. And everybody's not blessed to take that path. So we are called to do things that we don't want to do.
So speaking on purpose, last year we were talking about how you really got into faith and how it is a major part of your life now. So can you kind of tell me how you got into your faith and the journey from the beginning to where you at now?
Yeah, bro. I would say with the journey, as a kid, my parents took me to church, here and there. And it was one part of my life where I would go to church and I would see people catch the Holy Ghost. And I would just be so confused. And I just didn't understand why I wasn't feeling the same thing, And I kind of drew back from church for a while, bro. While I was growing up in St. Louis, I'll never forget, like, my parents would come in the room in the morning, I would play sleep, right? Like, not to go, and my, mom would just tell my dad, and he would be upset about it. "Yeah, Ryan's still asleep," or whatever. He's up playing the game all night, and I look back on them days, and it's like, "Dang, what was I doing?" And then fast forward, bro, I go to college, I put myself away from the church, then I lost my brother. When I lost my brother, it was even more of a smack in the face. It was like, "Dang, God, like, what did I do to deserve this?" And I still was drawn away from church, man, and I moved to Dallas in 2021, and I got introduced to a church called Shoreline City Church. And bro, honestly, they message when I first went was give us a year, right? And I was like, I can get it a year. Like give it a year, And I was showing up for a year, but I wasn't really involved in church. Like I was just there, you know, checking it off. Like I'm coming, coming. Then I had to realize like it was like give us a year, but like get involved in the church, bro. And it took me a long time to really, you know, be at a point where I didn't care how I was judged in the church. And I could put myself in that system of the church. And bro, ever since doing that, I grew my faith through sacrifice and not doing things that I actually my flesh wanted to do, but it grew me closer to God, bro, every day. And it was I think God, you know, he showed up in every season of my life. God has never left in any season. So my faith was created that way. You know what I'm saying? And now, bro, like I'm in this crazy walk still with God. He's still strengthening my faith from my music all the way into my relationship and realizing that without faith, I don't have anything, bro. You know, and like I said, I've been a full-time business owner and entrepreneur, all these things for these years. And it's like I had faith in my business, but I wasn't putting my faith in God. And God was putting his faith in me the whole time. Like I've been serving and showing up for these people. So I know that with my walk with him, it's never over. It's everlasting. Never like a time where I would have enough God in my life. So like I said, like, bro, it's draining me now. Like I've been trying to change the things I listen to. I'm in silence going to work every day. And then when I'm back in the car, bro, it's straight gospel music. I don't really listen to just, I would say cursing. You know what I'm saying? Like I could put on the clean version and listen to it. But I had to realize like, bro, we are what we read and we are what we listen to. And the more I listened to those things, I thought less of myself when God is actually the person who measures me, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like the economy, it's not the world. No, bro. And like I said, it's been a hard switch, you know what I'm saying? It's not been an easy thing. If you look at my videos now, like I'll still put those songs on my clients' videos, but if you look at my videos, they like it's only God songs. Like, and it's gonna be a switch where I put those on theirs too. But right now, I'm in my walk and he's just stretching me, bro. He's stretching me. And like I said, like I have to realize like it's what I listen to that I receive.
So two things, because you said two important things I want to hit on. But the first thing is I have a friend. His name I can't call friend. He's an associate I know from back at home. His name is Sam.
Yeah.
He and his friends are more into fitness and a faith based. I think it's called like faith. I forgot what it's called,
Faith
but
and fitness.
yeah. But I'm a post it up here to give him some promotion.
Yes, sir.
But he made a post like a few months ago where he was giving like a word saying like I went to the gym with my homeboys and I was listening to 50 Cent, the Massacre album, you know, and I'm listening to the music, I'm listening to like all this old music, and I'm like, I'm starting to get angry. I'm starting to get all these emotions where it was like I came in happy. Now I'm listening to this music in the gym and my whole demeanor is changing.
Yep.
So he was like, as soon as I turned on gospel music, everything changed. Now I'm like, you know, instead of me mean mugging people, like I'm actually like dabbing people up, saying hello, being more sociable.
Energy, bro.
Where he was just like, he's like, really like what you are consuming through your ears is really controlling who you are. Cause you know, when we was all kids, we all loved 50 Cent, Many Men, and
Yeah.
all that type of music, but you don't know what you really are listening and hearing and how it's affecting your spirit. So you saying that just made me think of that. And also my next thing is, and also is a question is, for somebody who is getting into the church, what are the first steps they can do to get involved? When you say your church say get involved, like what do you mean by get involved? Be an altar, I don't know, boy. I don't know. Like what do you mean by that?
So my church got plenty of things, bro. We got small groups. You can like go through a join program and you can join a small group, right? And it could be a Bible small group. It could be a fantasy football small group. It can be we got entrepreneur small groups, you know, and they'll meet like once a week. Some of them meet twice a week. But now you realize, bro, like you just said, like it's the music, but it's the community. It's the people you're around. And I had to realize like, if I'm trying to go to a different height and I'm trying to go to a different place, yeah, I'm gonna have to hang with my friends less because my friends can't take me to that place that I'm actually trying to go to unless I put myself in that environment more. And like I said, I was going to church, bro. And still to this day, I feel like I can be even more involved. I don't think I'm involved enough. I told my girl last year, like, bro, like my next birthday, I want at least 5 people from the church at the birthday. Right. And I want my friends to meet them. Like, how you doing, Ryan? Boom, boom. But I understand that it's the environment that I put myself around, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I would just say our friends are all growing. So you can't expect that growth to happen at the same time as yours, or judge them for whatever situation they're in or whatever path they're in. Because again, I was once in that same path. So that's not for me to judge. It's for God to call them for wherever they are. And like you said, what do you do, bro? And I said, you can do the join with the small groups or you can start serving. You know what I'm saying? It can be a cleanup crew, it can be a tear down crew, it can be help feed the needy or whatever it is that you want to get involved. But like I said, it's your community. It's literally your community, bro. Who you around. We don't talk about our coach. Yeah, we don't talk a lot. But bro, he had some good quotes, bro. And it's just what it is. He had some good quotes, bro. And he said, what, in 5 years, you the same person, bro. Other than the books you read and the people you meet. And it's like, okay, the people I meet, you know what I'm saying? And the books I read is the knowledge that I get. But the people you meet is ultimately gonna change your path in life. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be somebody that does another podcast that calls you to New York one day and you go do a but that's your community. Then again, I got a friend now, bro. We about to do a HYROX challenge, and he has been my photographer for 5 years, right? And he's, in that walk with God, and I would just say, been in this season for a long time, and bro, now we work out and we're prepping for Hot Rocks Dallas, and before every time we work out, he like, bro, let's pray, and I never had somebody do that for me. Bro, he came to the new place that I'm at, the new gym. He looked around, his eyes was wide open, and he was like, bro, can I pray over this for you? And I was like, yeah. We're in the middle of the gym holding hands, praying while people are just looking at us and glares. But I realized, like, bro, like, I need to be around more people like this feeding life into my life. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it all myself. God didn't give us all the strength within ourselves. No, he wanted you to call on him. And he also wanted you to find a community of people who also call on him. Right? So it's not gonna happen by yourself. That's the reality of the situation. You don't have enough strength, but that's why you need God, right? And then once you find God, you are an image to help others. So that's, like I said, that's what we called to do, bro. And I personally don't judge anybody's path because again, I know who I was and I also know who I'm want to become. I'm not that person yet. And even when I become that person, who am I to look down on anyone? Right? Because again, your walk with God might be different. Some people go to church online. Some people go in person. Some people, they might have a Bible study on the phone. Some people go into the community, there's 20, 30 people. But, and like I said, just because you follow God don't mean your life gonna be perfect. That's the farthest truth that I ever heard, bro. That's what I also have to realize. Just because I'm walking in his steps, I'm praising him every day, my life will be this picket white fence. No, actually, it's gonna be harder because I'm going against the earth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and that's when it made sense to me. Like, and it's the same with marriage, bro. Like, marriage shows God, so that's why the devil is always attacking marriages. That's why you see people together 10, 15 years and they getting divorced. Like 5, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? You like, boom, that's crazy. This boom, boom, boom. The earth don't want to see that happen. The devil is always working because you're showing the image, the union of Christ. And we're called to love our wife like Christ loved the church, right? So it's like that's not what the world wants. Yeah, you might get a bunch of likes, a bunch of reposts, like, I'm so happy for you, like, boom, boom. But in real time, the flesh is like, no, like, I don't think they're gonna work. I don't know how long it's gonna last. And then we in premarital counseling, bro. And the first video we had to watch, they was talking about that. It was like, that's the devil is always working, right? And it's like, that's why you see so many people not married because they're going against earthly things, but they don't have God in their relationship. So me and my girl, bro, we're huge on faith and God. And like I said, we just talked about it, bro. We are engaged. We're not married. I'm not here to give marriage advice. Give me 10 good years. Just give me 10 solid years. Forget good, right? Give me 10 solid years and maybe I can give somebody some advice then from a place of sacrifice. But right now I couldn't, I'm not giving no advice, bro. Cause I would take advice, if anything, you know what I'm saying? As long as it come from God and you speaking from your heart, please shoot it in the comments, put it under, send some books for us, anything, bro. We are all welcome to faith-led things.
Bro, you said that beautiful, man. I don't know what else to say after that. But I got two quick questions. I gotta get my passport today.
Okay, yeah.
But first, what is this HYROX workout stuff? I'm starting to see everybody post about. Well, not everybody. I'm seeing you. I'm starting to see the
Ex-NFL dude.
yeah. I'm starting to see like a lot of people start doing these workouts where it seems like a bunch of rigorous activities. So what is it and how you get into it?
So, bro, it's you just sign up. It's really hard to get in because everybody, like, once the tickets come out, they sell out really fast. The last gym I was at was HYROX certified, so we got early picks. So that's the only reason I got into it.
But what is HYROX though? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you the truth with that.
okay.
But it's more like a CrossFit competition, but it's not CrossFit because anybody could do it,
Okay.
right? And all you're doing is going against a time, right? Kwaku has done like 2 competitions. He's a dog. Finna do another one in Dallas. And bro, it's 8 competitions, it's 8 fitness events, then it's 8 runs, 1K runs after every event. So it's more about, bro, I would say endurance, right, than actual strength, but it has strength components in the exercises. But I felt the way that they put the order of the exercise, they made it extremely more harder than what it could be. This is my first one. Me and my partner aiming for 1 hour and 5 minutes or less. It's gonna be tough, bro, you know, and for me, since graduating college, I feel like I haven't had something to push me. So I just jumped in. I'm like, man, I see these other people like spot the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me play. Like, I want to see who I am. And I think that's what most people do. It's a competition within yourself. It's not like you competing with other people. Like, you only competing for your time. So when you cross the line, they give you your time. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, I beat that person, or I beat this person, or that person feels some way because they going against somebody else. Like, no, like, you're going against yourself. And I feel like everybody that does one, they want to do another one because they want to beat that time, right? And they all over the world, bro, in all major cities. But like I said, I'm a competitor. I love to compete. Whatever we doing, like, if we playing Monopoly, I'm trying to compete. Like, I'll be on my girl about that, and she is not a big competitor, but bro, whatever we do, like, we gonna compete. We want to be the best at it. So, my boot camps, I do a competition at the end, and she always like, don't do so much, like, don't do. And then the loser, I say, hey, you got 10 push-ups, or you got to run around the building. Like, nah, you know, you got to give a reward.
Fools that hate that shit. Like, what is like up, down, something like, come
Something,
on, man.
though, right before for that loss. And I feel like in this day and age, bro, we all want to be something, but we don't want to compete. And I feel like that's the lost art in all of this, bro. You have to compete. First, you need to compete with yourself. That's the biggest competition. You're trying to become something better. You have to compete with yourself, but nobody want to strain themselves, right? They don't want to stretch. I can just chill. But like I said, bro, I think when you compete with yourself, that means you are going to become your best self because you're telling yourself, this is not who I'm going to be forever. I'm going to constantly get better. And, you know, we talked about that last time with fitness, bro. That's just, I'm in a constant competition with myself. I'm not in a competition with nobody else.
Okay, so this is my last question. So competition when it comes to sports, 'cause I've been having a lot of debates with my homeboys, athletes, period. Do your child have to be an athlete, or would you support them being a musician, an engineer, or do you feel like, hey, you got to be put in sports to learn some type of discipline?
Nah, bro. I'm not making my child do any of that. I know my girl gonna see this, and we talk about things like this all the time. Where I'm a old athlete, I'm a trainer, a football coach, all these things, but I don't think it's my job to put that on my child. God, whatever path they want to go, I'm willing to go with them. I said they want to dance, I'm at every dance recital. They want to sing, we're going to all the singing lessons. Bro, my nieces and nephews are back in St. Louis, and it hits me all the time where I don't get to see them grow up, right? And growing up, they used to come to our games, all of them, and when I get done with the game, they're like, "I seen you out there." And I'm like, "Yeah," like, and now I see them and, they'll see the videos of me training people. They always want to train, they want to do this and that. And sometimes they try so hard to impress me. And I tell them all the time, like, I don't care what you do. I just want you to be the best at what you do. If you're gonna be a YouTuber, be the best YouTuber, bro. If you want to play the game, you want to stream, like, be the best at it. That's all I'm challenging you to do. I'm not challenging you to be me. I'm not challenging you to be somebody that you don't want to be. And like I said, like, I think us old retired athletes, like, nah, my son finna play running back.
Mhm.
My son finna, but you speaking about what you did and what you wanted to do, like, so
You almost living through none.
exactly. And I think our parents did the same, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like when you know better, you do better. And also what I've been learning in my premarital counseling, bro, like, just because I was raised one way does not mean I have to act that way. You know what I'm saying? Just because my family wasn't, soft or had empathy, like, does not give me the right to not give my child or my wife empathy. And that's a big thing for me right now, bro. I had to learn the difference between sympathy and empathy. Two different things. I think sympathy is easy to have, but empathy is way deeper, and growing up in St. Louis, bro, I just felt like we didn't have that, bro. And even my family, I talk to my sisters all the time about it. Like, I just don't feel like we was raised with that. And now in my relationship, it's causing me to have empathy. And it's really, really hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, cause I just was raised that way. But once I told the counselor that, they like, yeah, but you're not marrying your family. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could tell me how you was raised and how it went, but at the end of the day, like, you're marrying this woman, and if she needs you to have empathy, you need to find it, right? And you have to find it in sacrifice. You have to find it not in your flesh, but you have to go and do the hard work. And like I said, it's not natural. I think honestly, bro, I'm a great trainer because I don't have empathy. Like, I don't empathize with them. Like, oh, you had a long day. Yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? We play sports. Oh, you tired? Tell me something I care about. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, nah, bro, that's not effective in relationships, friendships. You need to have empathy. Not like you saying like, oh, I'm gonna be so super soft with this person, but like, no, like, you have to empathize with people. And you have to sometimes meet them where they at to work better for y'all friendships, relationships. And like I said, it's not a natural state for me. Tell the counselor every time, it's not in my nature. But what am I saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying that I can't change.
Mm.
I can't rewire my emotions, which, like we just said, it's gonna take time. I didn't just become this way. It was years and years of not having empathy, not having something like that. And now, like I said, I have to say, all right. I tell my girl all the time, like, it's a process, right? Like, please don't think I'm changing overnight. Like, I'm trying my best. As long as you know that I'm trying my best, I feel that you should give me that grace. And she always says it, like, I got a space of grace for you, right? But we get 10 years in and I'm still doing the same thing. That grace gonna get shorter and shorter and shorter. So I know that, like I said, it's years though. Deep years, bro.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Ryan, for blessing and taking time out to come on the show. I just want you to promote your page, your business, and all of that real quick.
Yeah, bro. It's trained with 2-4, and then the other training page is 2-4 Performance, man, located in Dallas, Texas, bro. We got boot camps. I do personals, one-on-ones. I also train athletes, bro, from all ages, all sports, speed, agility, strength and conditioning. Man, I'm here to serve, and I'm gonna continue serving, bro. And if y'all have not checked out my boy podcast, bro, tap in. He's going up, man.
Just got to 100 subscribers, man. Thank you everybody who's been supporting. Any encouraging words for anybody just trying to get in their faith or in fitness right now?
Bro, surrender. Surrender, bro. That's all I can say. Surrender your soul and your mind, bro. I say give it to God, bro. We live in a crazy world right now. I'm not here to talk about other people, not here to talk about the president or anything like that. I would say surrender to God, bro, because that's who has our final say. It doesn't matter who you are. We all going 6 feet. And, you know, when you go, I just hope you know who God is, bro. He's an everlasting God who's always in reach.
I can't end it any better than that. Remember to surround yourself with good people and to love yours. It's your boy TravTherealist. Peace. Thank you for watching the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. We have similar videos above. For exclusive content, please follow our Patreon, which is patreon.com/BearviewMedia. See you next time. Peace.